Hey, welcome back to another Atetreewon video, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing this, the Anker EverFrost Powered Cooler 30. Let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, welcome back to another Atetreewon video, and yes, today we are checking out the Anker EverFrost Powered Cooler 30-liter edition. This is something that I kickstarted back in, I want to say early April, maybe March, but it's basically a cooler that is refrigerated. So you plug it into your wall. With this 30-liter edition, you can get up to 42 hours of battery life if you keep it at a crisp 39 degrees, which, why would you want it any colder for your beverages? But I thought this was a really neat idea. You never have to worry about getting ice. This is, as long as you got power, you can charge this up. I think it charges up fully in 4 hours, and you get 42 hours of battery life. Maybe the 4-hour claim isn't accurate, putting that claim here under this huge amount of space I've got, but let's get into this unboxing and talk about the product. So again, I do want to say this was a Kickstarter, but it's Anker. I know the company, they do stuff like this all the time and they always pay up. I mean, you know Anker, you probably have one of their battery banks. They just know these products really well. So I knew I was in good hands when I did the Kickstarter. But you know, looking at the box, it has fast charging, so you can charge it up really fast. It's got a built-in table with a handle, which is nice. The battery is removable, so you know, if you're going to be out for a few weeks, you can actually get a secondary battery to keep this thing charged up, which is really nice. And there's an app so you can keep the temperature at the desired coldness, which I think is really, really cool. So let's check this baby out, because I'm rambling. So first of all, the cooler is a really nice size, and sorry about the angle here. This is like the best I can do. But as you can see, it's a pretty decent size. It does have wheels, so you can kind of spin it around. And as it mentioned here, it's got a little table. So, you know, you got a little table. So you got a table in case you want to prepare your snacks. That's kind of neat. You pick it up. All folds in neatly into a nice little package. And then you've got a nice digital display here that's covered up, which is good. You got nice grab handles here, so you can kind of pick it up and carry it with confidence. It isn't too heavy. I'll put the exact weight on the screen right now. But then back here, you just clip these thingies down, and then you have access to your battery bank, which looks like this. And it looks like it's got a couple dots to display battery life, and it looks like this thing's fully charged, which is nice. So we just put this baby back in here. Or I think it went the other way. Yep. That. Then we just put this on here and we're good. So let's open it up. All right, it's pretty nice. It's got a nice little mechanism here for kind of how it looks. I'll bring the camera a little bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So this comes out. So if you don't want this basket in here, you don't have to keep it in there. But you know, you got your support. It is held up really nicely. And then, like I said, you want to close it, you just close it down. It locks, so you don't have to worry about like lifting it up or it opening up on its own. Then just pull on this and it opens up nice and easy. And then let's get ready for a satisfying little sound. All right, that was cool. But I mean, looks really nice. Looks like there's a drain plug down there. You know, don't come at me, I'm just guessing, but I believe you might also just be able to put ice in there. All right, this is nice. I'm not sure if this was part of the stretch goal or something that came with it, but it looks like it comes with a car adapter, so you can kind of plug it in and charge it up while you're in the car. I think that's really neat. Really glad this came in, because I was thinking about picking one up on my own. So while you're driving to whatever your destination is, you can keep this thing charged. That's super neat, super excited. This is getting better and better for me. All right, so lastly, it looks like it's got two different charging adapters. There's this one that's got this little end, and then this little end, and then we've got this big old battery brick type of charger that also has another end. So I'm assuming one's more for fast charging. We'll get into that in a bit, but yeah, let's I don't know, try it out, I guess. You know, let's figure this thing out. So one thing, you do get two user manuals, one for the battery and one for the cooler itself. Okay, so it looks like there's modes that you can run it even without the battery. So if you don't want to use the battery, you can just plug it in directly into the wall and it'll keep it charged up and cold, kind of like a little mini fridge. Kind of cool, I kind of like that idea. Having a little mini fridge in your room. Like, I just bought myself also a mini fridge and I can take it out with me. So, you know, it's not too bad. I think I paid I want to say a little over 500 bucks, like 520. I know that's a lot of money for a cooler, but if you think about it, a normal Yeti cooler is around $400, and you have to bring ice. And this thing, it's good to go. So not bad, just saying, putting that out there. Justifying the purchase. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, download the app. I'm gonna figure some of this out, and we'll be right back in a bit. Okay, so kind of going handheld to talk to you a little bit about the product, so let's look at it. So I do have it powered up. It does have a nice little easy to read display. So it tells you what the ambient temperature is, and then it'll tell you how much battery life it's got. And you can also change some of the settings. So you hit settings, so you can actually adjust how much warmer or colder you want it to be. So if you don't want it super freezing cold, you can say, you know, keep my drinks at a nice 39 degrees, which, as I mentioned, gives you that 42-hour battery life, which is pretty cool. And then again, that's the current temperature that's going on with it. It does have a nice little tray here. I think I'm gonna keep this in here because it'll keep the cans from falling over or rattling around in there too much. The Anker branding is nice. It's very, very subtle. And then you get a little bottle opener right here, which is pretty nice. So here's kind of where a lot of this cooling, so here's where the fan is essentially. So again, it keeps it cold, so a lot of it's gonna be going in there. I am gonna get really, really quiet just so you can hear how loud it is, but check it out. And that was me being right in front of it. Here I am gonna be quiet, a fair distance away from it. So, you know, it is, you know, there is a little bit of a hum, but really, you're not gonna notice it, especially when you're out and about. It's gonna be super, super quiet for you. But, you know, here's another view of this side. So this is where the battery compartment is. It is cut out so you can see what that battery charging level is. And you can even use it as an external battery bank in case you need it, which is really nice, super handy. And then here's what this side looks like as well. So I got the green color because that was the easiest color to get and get it right away. They also had a gray color option, but you had to wait a little bit longer for that, and I just wanted my cooler. So you pull this down, you latch it, and then it's just like a nice little table for setting up snacks or setting something down, cutting up snacks, and you can put the table away and then use it for later. So that's really nice. So right now it's going, so it's trying to cool up the inside. So we're gonna wait until that gets a little bit colder just to kind of get an idea what that looks like. But I also wanted to take some time to show y'all the app. So here's the app as you can see it. I set the temperature to 39 degrees. It's currently 69 degrees Fahrenheit inside because it's 70 degrees here. So it's taking a while for it to get colder. But then you'll also see the battery output. So you see 39 watts and it's kind of going in. And then, but you'll also be able to monitor the charging from inside. So you'll see battery input. So I don't know, it's a pretty nice overall app. It's pretty simple, you know, set the temperature. You can have a couple favorites here. I don't know, it's a simple app interface. You just download the regular Anker app. You turn on Bluetooth and it basically gets set up. So one thing I do want to mention is the overall weight of the product is going to be 44 pounds. And that is including the battery that's in there. So, you know, when you fill it up with cans and stuff or bottles, whatever you're putting in there for snacks, it will get heavier. So keep that in mind. It isn't going to be light. You're not just going to be able to pick this up and carry it around everywhere with you. Because even as at its empty stage, it gets a little heavy. So I just want to put that out there. Another thing I want to mention is on the larger model, there is a 50 liter model. There is dual zone climate. So you can split it in half and keep one extra cold as a freezer and one just regular cold like a normal refrigerator. This model I have is the smaller model. This is just a 30 liter model. So it can only do one temperature. There's also one size in between both of those, and that's the 43 liter, I believe. And that one is just like the 30, just a little bit larger. I chose, again, the smaller one because since you don't need ice and you don't need anything to really keep it cold, you can fill this up with like 20 cans and you're good. And I thought that was gonna be plenty for me. I knew I didn't need to spend the extra money, so I'm pretty solid with that. All right, and one other thing I wanted to mention was Anker also sells a 100-watt solar panel to help keep this thing charged up. So if you got that 100-watt solar panel, you're getting in direct sunlight, you can actually also charge this thing up. So it is completely set up already for off-grid use if you want it. That solar panel is like 200 bucks or something like that, so I'm not gonna buy it, but it's nice that you have that option. And again, you have multiple ways to keep it charged up. I really like the fact that it came with this. I don't know if your model will. This might be a like Kickstarter only kind of perk, but I think it's really nice that it came with this. Again, I'll be using this a lot. And look, it even has an on and off switch on here. So when you don't want to top it up anymore, you can just hit the switch directly on this and you're good. But let's check on the ice beverages and let's see how they're doing. I know I just put them in, but let's see. So in the brief time I've talked to you, it's gone from 69 degrees to 67. So it is definitely working its way down, and it's only dropped 1% in battery life. So I know it's going to use a lot of battery to try to make sure it keeps these drinks cold. So it's going to use a lot of battery to get it to that temperature. But I think once it's there, hopefully it won't use too much battery. Right now it's at its loudest because it's ramping up, right? It's getting going. So, and it's pretty quiet. At its loudest, I would say it's a decent quiet compared to what I thought it would be. So yeah, I'm gonna pause this video. We're gonna get back when these drinks get cold. I didn't do a temperature readout. Let me do one real quick, hold up. All right, so I have this like little ghetto thermometer, but it can also read temperatures of items. So we're gonna real quick, just get a quick temperature shot of this. So the can is 72 degrees. It was in there for a little bit, but not enough to make a real difference. We're gonna put it in there and I'm gonna come back and let you guys know, one, how long it took to get to the desired temperature of 39 degrees, but let's see how cold these cans get. So just an update, I read some more material online. I probably should have memorized all this before the video, so I apologize. I know this video is everywhere, but I looked it up. The 32 liter, which is what I have, technically it's the 32 liter, can hold 38 cans or 21 bottles. I think that's kind of cool. 38 cans, that's a lot. That's probably gonna make it super heavy, but it can hold a lot. The 43 liter can hold 54 cans, and the 53 liter can hold 62 cans, almost twice the capacity of the smaller one. But I'll be honest, looking at the smaller one, it is more than what I need. Check it out. I mean, that is a good size right there. That is pretty good size. So I am very much happy with the size I ordered. I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna need a bigger size, so I'm glad I got this one. Yeah, it's perfect for, you know, when you're going out camping, one less thing to have to worry about getting ice. You know, as long as you have it charged up, you should be good to go. And another thing I want to mention is that it also has what they call efficient cooling, which can get this thing down to the temperatures within about 30 minutes. So all you got to do is turn this thing on. It'll automatically start cooling. Put your cans in. By the time you get to wherever you need to get going, it's already going to be at that desired temperature. Or if you know you're already going to be heading out, you know it only takes about 30 minutes for this thing to start getting cold. And you know, if you have water and ice, you know, it probably takes maybe around 15 minutes for a drink to get cold, depending on where it is and how much ice is in there and stuff like that. So, you know, it's probably a little bit slower in getting the drink initially cold, but it's nice. It's gonna keep it cold. You can bring more with you for the same dimensions. You don't have to worry about making a secondary ice run. If you've ever made a secondary ice run, you know how important something like this is. You know how nice it is to have something like this, because yes, I have made secondary, third ice runs when the party's running along, and that's a long time. If you're out and it's hot, it's gonna take a long time, whereas something like this is efficient and it'll just keep cooling. All right, so I'm back. I'm about 20 minutes later from when you initially saw my last video of talking about the temperature, and check it out. We are already at that desired temperature of 39 degrees, up from what, 65, which is pretty impressive. And we're at 72% battery life. Again, probably using a lot of battery to keep this thing nice and cold, but you know, the cans have been in there. They haven't been in there at that 39 degree temperature very long. I just set it, so we're gonna check out a can and see how much colder it's gotten. I think it said it was like 70 something before, so if it's a little bit colder, it'll be nice. All right, we'll say the can does feel a little bit colder, but let's go ahead and check what that temperature is gonna be. All right, so let's see what this is. So it's 70 degrees. It feels colder than that. Let me check one more time. All right, it's saying it's 71. Let's leave it in there for a little bit longer and see if it gets colder. This might not be working very well, unfortunately, because this feels colder than 70 degrees. All right, so it is kind of working. I did get a measurement of 36 degrees inside that refrigerator, so at least I know it's working. Let's leave the cans in there for, I'll say, maybe 10 more minutes in that temperature, and hopefully we'll get some nice cold cans. Okay, one thing I want to share is it is officially done keeping the temperature or cooling, so it's now just kind of basically maintaining the temperature that it's currently at. But listen to how quiet it is at just maintaining the temp. Yeah, you probably couldn't hear much because it's pretty quiet when it's just maintaining a temperature, which is really when you're gonna have it around you. But I mean, if you're out camping and you have this thing with you, obviously keeping it cold or that sound isn't gonna be an issue because you're not gonna be near it. You're gonna have other sounds. You're gonna have people laughing, talking. It's gonna be like a dull little sound when you've got people around you. If you're having a party at your house, no one's gonna be complaining about the sound one bit. All right, so it's been another like 10 minutes. Let's get a can and see how cold it is. 69 degrees. Okay, I think something's up with this because this feels pretty cold. I don't know how accurate that thermometer is really being right now with the cans. Again, it's more meant for a person. It's not really meant to be doing these type of stuff, but I will say it's definitely cold enough for me to drink right now, which is nice. And they've only really been in there while the whole thing has been cooling. I don't know, I really like the product. I think it's money well spent, especially again, if you're someone that makes, you know, multiple ice runs, if you travel a lot or you go camping, I guess I should say a lot. If you're camping, this is gonna be a really nice product. If you're somebody that, you know, likes to have drinks with you when you're, you know, taking the family out on a trip, again, another really nice product to have. Also really nice to have in case of an emergency. You know, if you have power outages where you live, you can keep this thing topped up. Boom, power goes out. You can grab some essential grocery items, throw them inside this thing, and you know that they're gonna stay cold for at least 2 more days on top of however long that fridge was gonna keep it cold for you. So, you know, as an emergency, something that you can just use right away. Also super clutch, but anyways, I'm super happy with the purchase. I love this Anker EverFrost Cooler. I don't know if I said that correctly, whatever the wording is. If you guys have any questions or want to do some other type of testing, I can definitely do some longer term testing for you guys. Just leave something down in the comments below. But yes, I absolutely love this product. Super duper happy that I got it. And what can I say? I'm pretty stoked on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please go ahead, leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And if you want to know any other things, let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you love this video, please go ahead and leave a like. And if you like this video, please go ahead and leave a like down below. And if you'd love to, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, let's see what I use this cooler for.